You're profiling me. Don't profile me. Oh my God.
I feel so guilty right now. No, the dreads are cool though.
These Disney people. And what's the significance of being an American? The United States of America.
It's not that great.
Besides rocking awesome flamingo shirts.
Oh yeah, got to do that.
What sets America apart from every other nation?
Right now, not a lot.
That's a good point. Okay, so that's a really good point.
I was like, this dude's a patriot. Sick, huh?
All right, what up, fam? Here we are with another episode of We the People here in Anaheim, outside of Disneyland, on the sidewalk, asking people who are just inside Disneyland what their thoughts are on how Disney is in opposition to the anti-groomer bill passed in Florida. Do you want to see what their opinion is? I do too. Let's go ask them. Come on.
Oh, dude, I'm running late for work.
Oh man. All right, you're gonna get there. You got 6 minutes. You better hurry up. Don't be late.
We're good.
Oh, well, that was quick. All right, it started good and ended quick. And what are your thoughts?
We're going to keep walking.
So pretty much the same? Canada, America, United States of America?
They're just labels of countries.
There's nothing fundamentally different? She says no. Man, guys, come on. Canada and America? Holy smokes, we got to work on some education. Daggone. Let's go. What are your thoughts on Disney opposing the anti-groomer bill in Florida?
Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry. You're going to have to give me information on that.
Oh, okay. So the governor just signed a law that said that our kids can't be groomed by teachers, and Disney opposed it. They think that it's a bad idea.
Can't be groomed.
Yeah, they can't talk about sex to kids 8 and under. Can't talk about their sex life, can't talk about their things they do outside of school, because they have been doing that, and the governor decided they wanted to pass a law to make sure that teachers aren't doing that.
Under 8, they've been talking to them about that?
About sex, yeah, pretty openly. I mean, public school is pretty terrible these days.
I believe that is not their place.
Why?
I believe that as a parent, that is my place.
Why? Don't you feel like it's selfish that you would only be the one teaching about sex and teachers don't get the opportunity?
It's not their place. That's not their mom. That's not their dad.
No, they're the kids that are at school are actually the teachers' kids. You know, don't you hear teachers talking about, oh, these my kids, my kids?
They're not their children.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. They're not.
So what are your thoughts that Disney has made a pledge that they're going to have 50% of their characters be LGBTQ+?
So here's my take.
All right.
I have gay family members. I have things. I just wish people would stay indifferent, in the middle. I feel like it's dividing people, and I feel like it's kind of on purpose, pick a side so that they just fight each other instead of figuring out how to all get along. I feel like it just divides everybody more.
What does Disney gain with putting these characters in their shows?
A spotlight.
You think it's just for attention?
Absolutely, it's just political.
What are your thoughts on Disney opposing the anti-groomer bill that Florida just signed into law?
I don't think they've read it.
Oh, it's only 7 pages.
Exactly. Yeah, and it doesn't say gay in there anywhere.
It doesn't. Maybe that's what they called it, right? Don't say gay, but it actually didn't say gay.
It doesn't say it in there. Absolutely.
All right, so being that you are here kind of supporting Disney, how does that make you feel?
Well, honestly, not good.
Why?
Well, we bought these tickets in advance before this all went down, and I don't support what their propaganda is right now. I don't.
What do you think the average American should do?
Well, they need to voice their opinion, right?
What does that mean?
Like what we're doing here right now. I mean, this isn't a comfortable situation, but if you don't speak out, if you don't speak your mind, everybody just assumes that everybody's going along with that 3%.
What are your thoughts on Disney supporting the idea of LGBTQ and promoting that in all their cartoons?
All for it. Let people do what they want to do, live their lives.
You think that teachers shouldn't be talking about sexuality to children 8 and under?
I think teachers should have the ability to use their discretion and answer questions. I don't think anybody has that on their curriculum in the 3rd grade.
Yeah, they shouldn't. And we're talking 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and 7-year-olds.
Nobody does. It's the same thing with all this crap about critical race theory. Nobody's teaching it.
Well, I think it's just laced, you know, where I think you have the ability to start a dialogue, and it's preventing the dialogue. Like there was a Sacramento teacher that had a flag from like the Antifa or something like that, and it created dialogue. And I think what they're trying to do, from what I understand with this bill, is trying to preserve the arithmetic, science, and keep it to those core subjects rather than sexuality with a 5, 6, or 7 or 8-year-old.
That's fine.
What are your thoughts on Disney deciding that they're going to include LGBTQ in 50% of their characters?
I would love that.
All right. What are your thoughts?
100%. I don't think you judge people by their organs on the outside. You judge them by their heart on the inside.
Disney thinks that teachers should be able to talk about sexual things regardless of how young the children are.
I agree.
You think they should?
Yeah.
Why?
It's life.
Do you think that a teacher should be teaching being how to be trans, how to at a 5-year-old?
Not sure.
So you think Disney should educate people on sexuality as well?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. Not actual like sex, but like just so everyone's accounted for.
So there used to be like 1% of kids would be considered to be in LGBTQ, and now it's like 30% of millennials. Do you think that's because there is more exposure, or do you think that's because they're kind of getting lured into it through adult influence?
I would just say more acceptance. Back then, like in the 50s, like it was totally like frowned upon.
Right, yeah, there was a lot of things frowned upon in the
A lot of
50s.
people lived terrible lives not being themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Come out.
Yeah, like CVS is getting raided by crime.
We have this person that is taking everything from the counter.
Because they're back in the 50s, they used to have an issue with stealing, and now it's kind of become acceptable. So people go in and raid CVS's, and it's kind of become don't you bat an eye to it. Do you think it's that kind of thing?
No, stealing isn't. Stealing is not living your life. It's a different concept.
Well, you need money, you need resources, so you got to get it from somewhere.
Okay, if that's what you think, yeah.
Well, it's not what I think. It's just what those people think that go into CVS. What are your thoughts on Disney opposing the anti-groomer bill that was signed into legislation in Florida?
It was wrong of Disney to get politically involved. That's just my personal opinion. I do think that it makes it hard when a company or an organization as big as Disney has a political opinion like that, because then it's hard because then not everyone feels welcome in the parks.
So do you think that teachers should have the authority to talk about sexuality?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't, yeah.
You don't think that teachers should be able to talk about what happened that weekend, their beliefs on being gay or trans or any of those ideas?
To
5 to 8-year-olds.
To 5 to 8-year-olds, yes. So I think it would be better if parents were doing that at home. I think that talking about sexual education at a young age is crucial and very important. And I understand in some homes that doesn't happen. But as a parent, I also want to have a say in who is talking to my children about it.
A teacher has the authority to put ideas in a child's brain.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of that?
No.
Why?
Because I think it's kind of usurping the role of a parent. And that...
Do you think that's psychological damage?
I think it could lead to psychological damage, especially if the teacher has an agenda.
What are your thoughts on Disney making a statement to say that they're going to have 50% of their characters be LGBTQ+?
I don't know that. So what I'm going to be personally doing is probably having to monitor everything my children watch, which is what I already do. So luckily there's settings you can put on your TV. I don't know how long that will be possible, but yeah, right now there's settings that you can put on. But yeah, it does make me nervous that they're starting to promote that and make that normalized.
What are your thoughts on Disney opposing the anti-grooming bill in Florida?
It's 5 years old. 5 years old?
5 to 8.
That's young. That's very young.
I think it's young as well.
I think it's young to be learning about sex, period.
You think a teacher should discuss these topics with their kids?
No, I think that's kind of a sensitive thing to be talking about with kids.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
I mean, sex ed.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Sex ed requires like a consent form, parent consent form. I would think that it would be kind of like the same thing.
Well, what are your thoughts with Disney making a vow after DeSantis signed this into law? They made a vow that 50% of the characters in their new movies will be LGBTQ+.
I mean, what's wrong with it?
I'm asking your opinion.
I just don't think anything of it. I think representation is important, and if they're going to be representing like LGBTQ, that's their choice.
Do you think that
it's up to me whether I let my child watch it or not?
Okay, you don't think that Disney leading your children in ideas is any worse than teachers doing it?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Now you stumped me. That was a good point. I don't know. You got me.
Would it be weird if if Disney decided that all the 50% of their characters are going to be Muslim, and that 50% of their characters are going to be of this aggressive ISIS ideology? Would that be any different?
I don't think that's comparable with transgender.
Well, I'm just saying it's an idea. So let's say, what if 50% of their characters were Christian? What about that?
I think I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't make it. I don't think it's.
They're ideas.
Yeah, they're ideas, and there
Do you
are
think
that
that
people I feel like are allowed to have.
would you be okay if they said 50% of their characters are going to be Christian,
Yeah.
openly Christian?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I would be okay if it was any religion.
You just said ISIS, not ISIS. That's a religion.
That's a terrorist organization. ISIS is a terrorist organization.
You know, the definition of religion is a set fundamental belief.
But ISIS is a terrorist organization involved with a certain country who people base that country off of their religion. So they have
It's-
negative stereotypes. But I don't think all Muslims are ISIS.
I'm not saying all Muslims. I'm saying specifically ISIS. If they said that they're going to ensure 50% of the characters on Disney are going to be
I wouldn't
ISIS.
support it.
You said you support all religions. Where's the line?
I guess where you make it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I believe the church has a role. We have to get engaged in politics. The church needs to get engaged in politics.
Thank you for bringing
That's
that
how
to my
this
attention.
that's how the nation was established. That's why you have so much freedom. That's why the privilege you talked about a moment ago is established in Christianity. And if the church doesn't engage in politics, we're just giving it away to these evil individuals that want to lord over us. All right, that was an interesting episode, diverse with opinion and very unexpected. A lot of emotions going on in this one. It seems the most common idea, though, is that government should not be involved in educating our children sexually. That's our job as parents. Let's take back that authority, not only in our household, but in government. Let's get activated in civics. Let's go. Until next time, we'll see you. Peace.